What's good, guys? This episode is long overdue. This is episode 3 of the drug series. In this episode, we're going to be talking about my biggest demon, the monkey on my back that was with me for five years, maybe even 6, right? Alcohol. Me and alcoholism, right? Now, a surprising thing before we really start, many of y'all will probably be shocked at the fact that I only became an alcohol addict and I only really started drinking at age 20, which is actually a pretty late age here in the West, in countries like Denmark, just in Europe in general. Most folk start partying and drinking, getting drunk around ages 16 and 17. So I was like a good 3 years late to the party, right? And I'll tell you why. Because the first time I ever drank, I was 14, right? That was the first time I really got drunk, and it ended horribly. I mean, I lay down on the sidewalk, I was beating my dick on the sidewalk, I was vomiting, I was thinking I was gonna die. I got super aggressive, chased one of my friends with a knife, trying to stab him. Well, actually, it was a samurai sword, but you know, when I got they called a cab. They actually called my mama. She had to get a cab for me. I was vomiting in the cab. When we got home, I was vomiting and thinking one of my friends is walking around in my apartment, which he wasn't. My heart was pounding faster than ever in my life. The day after, when I woke up, I was surprisingly not hungover at all because I was so young and my body was so strong, right? I was 14. I did not have any hangovers. But that scared me away. That was like, bro, you ain't touching alcohol. Now, at age 20, and I'm not blaming this guy, it's not his fault. Nobody could have known that the introduction I got to alcohol would make me hooked, right? At age 20, one of my good brothers, well, I'm still brothers with this day, me and him planned. He convinced me, no, no, bro, let's just try drinking together sometimes. It's nice, it's cool, it's relaxing. Let's try drinking together. So I met up with this brother of mine, right? We got a bottle of vodka, a big one, like a big proper bottle of vodka. We went to a hangout spot we used to usually smoke at, and we drank, and I liked it. I didn't like the taste, but I liked the effect it gave me. I've always been a shy, introverted person. It made me completely extroverted. It made me completely like, oh, damn, bro, this is nice. It gave me that liquor courage. Um, so this is when I was 20. So I started to once every 2 weeks, something like that, drink because I would look forward to it. But I did have a rule with myself. We ain't gonna do it more than twice a month or once every 2 weeks. So that was when I was in my 20s. So in my, I mean, when I was 20, so when I was 20, I was not yet an alcoholic. I just had the mindset that, wow, this is really fucking fun. I love drinking. I'm gonna drink once every 2 weeks, right? But I never did go clubbing, and I never got into the club scene because I was always like, fuck it. Like I'm not the type of person that enjoys being in spaces with a lot of strangers. I'd rather fucking sit in a park or just be with one of my friends and drink with him. Then I became 21. I became friends with the guy who became my drinking buddy, right? Because the guy I drank with the first time and the first few times, he did not he did not have the mentality of let's drink every 2 weeks. So at first it was just me, but then I met this other guy. Actually, I was drunk, right? And I was on my way home. And this is a true story, by the way. I was randomly texting this guy because I had met him before. And I'm sending him voice messages while I'm on my way home. Boom! 5 minutes after, we randomly run into each other, and both of us are drunk as fuck. So we link up, we go buy a bottle of vodka and shit. Ever since then, me and him started to once a week meet up to drink. And then later it became something like twice a week. No, it didn't actually get to be twice a week yet. That was a bit later. But no, no, it actually did. So now I'm 22 years old, right? And I drink once a week or once every week and a half, every second week. But when I drink really heavy, one whole bottle of vodka by myself, I drink, and I drink to get blacked out, fucked up, drunk. And it's at the point where I only go outside once a week, and that days I go outside I'm always drinking. So now at age 22 I'm becoming known as an alcoholic, because whenever I do happen to go outside I have a bottle of vodka with me, and I'm always piss fucking fucked in the head drunk, right? So people start telling me, bro, chill with the drinking. You're an alcoholic. You're an alcoholic. But at this point, I'm still on the V defense. I'm like, hell nah, I'm not an alcoholic. I only go outside and drink once a week. But what I failed to realize was that whenever I did go outside, I would drink and then just stay at home for like 5 or 6 days and then drink, right? So this was when I was 22, and it cost me a lot of issues, a lot of arguments with people. The police always checking up on me, problems with I wouldn't say with, maybe a little tiny bit with the law. I had vomiting, hangover, hell, and shit, and I also got into drug benzo abuse, but we spoke about the benzo abuse. At 23 years old, it was the same, but I started spending more time, kind of ish, at home, isolating myself, and I started going outside less. And at 23, I had slowly started to get introduced to beers, because my drinking buddy introduced me to drinking beer, and we went from always drinking hardcore vodka to sometimes just buying a shitload of beer and getting drunk off that beer. At first, I hated beer, because in Denmark, beer is stereotyped as something that only old Danish men drink and not us young immigrant cats. So it's like, that's Danish old man shit. But at first, I hated it. Then I was indifferent. And then eventually, I grew to be like, beer is actually the best, because beer goes down smoothly. It goes down really smoothly. So at 23, went from only drinking vodka to also beer. Um, At 24, which was 3 years ago, I lost that drinking body of mine. And I would basically, almost every single day by now at 24, 24 was one of the worst years for my alcoholism. 24 and 25, I'd say. Uh, Not every day, but multiple times a week, I'd go out to the same supermarket and shoplift wine. I'd just have a bag. I just fill the bag out and walk out. And to this day, I don't know how I got away with it so many fucking times. I think I got away with it literally about 30, 40 times. I would do that shit all the time. So I shoplift wine, and I would walk around by myself, mostly because they don't want to hang out with a drunk. But sometimes I would meet up with people. But what I would do, I would go out, shoplift wine. Of course, I could not drink at home. So I would just walk the street with a wine bottle, drunk, record cringy as fuck TikTok videos, just sit on my phone in some park drinking wine, walk around, talk with strangers. I spoke with a lot of homeless people and a lot of other drunkards. I would sit down with them and drink. And it's sad when you think about it, because I was a 24-year-old supposed to be fresh cat, but I became that guy that would sit on a bench with old drunkards in their 50s and 40s and 60s and drink with them and sit with them for 3 4 hours, and shoplift snacks, give these guys snacks and shit. Then I turned 25, and at 25, a lot of things happened in my life. I got my first ever girlfriend. So I kind of had to lay it cool with the alcohol because she really hated it and got on my ass for it. So the alcoholism slightly got a bit milder at 25. Skip forward to when I was 26, and up till now, I had met another woman. Some of you may know her, big titty horse girl. And when I was with her, that also tempered my alcoholism down because I had motivation. Then, as you guys know, me and her went through our whole drama, and I drank every single day for like 2 weeks. Fucking destroyed myself, did a idiot out of myself. My alcoholism was at the worst it has been in my life. Every day for 2 weeks, I drank. Um I had hangovers all the time. I was shoplifting wine. I was vomiting. I was pissing all the time. I had pains on my belly. My skin was yellow. I harassed people outside. I did made such an idiot out of myself. And then I had met another woman in my life, and that really tamed my alcoholism down too. And then of course, you guys know, with the Islam stuff, I became Muslim and stuff, and of course alcohol is haram. Then I made it sober for 39 days, which I had not made it sober for 39 days ever since I was 20 years old, right? So for 7 years I had not been sober for 39 years, but for 39 days. But I did it. I made it sober for 39 days, and ever since then, right now, my alcoholism is at a level where every 2 week or every week, I will have a few beers. Big, strong beers, like three or four of them, once a week or every 2 weeks or every week and a half. So I wouldn't say that I'm an alcoholic like that anymore, but my drinking is still not at a level that I would like it to be. I would like it to be something like only drinking once a month, something like that. But I can't seem to go longer than 2 weeks without some beers. But I look at it like this, bro. A 27-year-old man living in the Western world, most people my age, most 27-year-olds, they go to the club on the weekends, right? And they drink really hard, bro. They drink that hard liquor. They do shots and shit. They really drink. They really drink. Not all people my age, but I'd say most people my age. So I'd say that I went from, in my early 20s up till 26, I was a guy that drunk way more than your average 20 mid 20s year old. And now I'm a guy that drinks less than your average 27-year-old. But bro, this alcoholism, man, all the money I've spent on the alcohol, all the trouble with the police, how I've uh, it took me 1 year to repair my online image because of all the bullshit I did on my old live streams when I was my old self, humiliating yourself, embarrassing yourself, tarnishing your public online image, which is not a good thing if you want to be a content creator like I am. But thankfully, I've moved on from that. And hey, man, you might see me sit on a bench and talk shit to the camera, but you will never see me harass people or break property or do any insane shit like that no more. That's nah, bro. That's gone. That is gone. Ooh. But alcoholism, man. It's hard to overcome it. It's really hard to overcome alcoholism because alcohol is everywhere. It's accessible. It's cheap as fuck. In this country you can drink in public. If I was in a country like shit, I don't know, America or something, if I was drinking in public, they could call the police on me and be like, this guy drinking in public. In Denmark, it's legal. In Denmark, you can stand on the street with a bottle. Nobody's gonna do shit. It's not illegal. So, and it's very cheap. Very, if you are dead set on getting drunk, bro, all it takes is you can buy a bottom shelf vodka for 60 krona, and for 60 krona you can be blackout drunk for the whole day. Just 60 krona. Alcohol is the cheapest drug. They say weed is the cheapest drug. Nah, bro, alcohol is the cheapest drug, and it is a drug, and that's why it's a part of the drug series. But if you're a guy who's like introverted, who's a really shy person, who's an oddball and socially awkward, that's where alcohol is going to pull you in. Because people that are naturally extroverted and naturally, have balls to be around a lot of people and are naturally confident and naturally social butterflies, they don't really need that alcohol. But a guy like me who's really introverted, quiet, oddball, weird, a piece of shit motherfucker, loser like me, a guy like me, he's gonna want to drink. But yeah, I mean, alcoholism from 2018 till 2024. Wait, I mean, no, no, bro. Yeah, no, yes, it was 5 years. 5 years it was. Anyways, catch you on the next one.